I've been doing the whole Renaissance Fair, medieval festival thing for, gosh, since the 80s, but it's not my primary thing because you can't influence them all that much into being historically accurate or even respecting the integrity of the subject because it's entertainment. And a lot of people that get into it are into it for the whole escapist, fantasy, role play kind of thing. And so history becomes an inconvenience for them. History is a starting point and inspiration, but then it becomes something to get away from so that we can turn it into this fantasy, illusion. Now, that's not to say that during the medieval and Renaissance era there wasn't fantasy literature. In fact, fantasy literature goes all the way back to Iliad and Gilgamesh, right? But during the medieval and Renaissance era, there was plenty of fictional literature written. And everything from King Arthur to 16th century tales like Gargantua and Rabelais, these are the equivalent today of the Avengers movies, or equivalent to James Bond movies. It was fictional literature that inspired people to become better persons, better knights, better lords, better citizens even. But in the Renaissance, most people, the average person, is trying, just like today, to freaking get by, to earn a living, and to raise their families, and to not die of disease, and to not get killed in a war, and not have their property burnt down or stolen, or not have to deal with corruption, or not have to deal with religious persecution. And that's what a lot of the Renaissance involved. And even though it involves this kind of chaotic, bloody, violent kind of thing, hey, it's no different than today, really. Right? But they found ways of dealing with it. And they were dealing with it before they had reliable courts. And before they have a press that can expose things or a media that can document things. So their sense of community, their sense of social identity, their sense of regional and ethnic identity was much stronger than ours today. And yet, the interesting thing about Renaissance Europe is that they started to look beyond those things. And that's why the period is so important to us now. I mean, without the Renaissance, we wouldn't have the Enlightenment. Without the Enlightenment, we wouldn't have had the Industrial Revolution. Without that, we wouldn't have had the modern age. So, something to consider.